In-N-Out Burger just fled California to Tennessee. Tesla, gone to Texas. Chevron, gone to Texas. Oracle, gone. And this morning, a 90-year-old family grocery chain just announced it's next. Raley Supermarkets, founded in 1935, survived the Great Depression, World War II rationing, every recession for 90 years, is now closing stores across California. Roseville location, 34 years in business, 45 workers, shutting down January 27th. Elk Grove, 81 jobs gone March 14th. Modesto, 76 more workers out by March 28th. Over 200 jobs eliminated in 60 days. But here's what Governor Newsom doesn't want you to know. Raley's is just the latest casualty in California's mass business exodus. 789 companies fled the state between 2011 and 2021. That number has doubled in 2025 alone. And I'm about to show you exactly why a company that survived 90 years can't survive California anymore. Let me do the math that's destroying California grocers. Raley's operates 124 stores after recent closures. They're a unionized chain, meaning they pay fair wages, health benefits, retirement plans, the things we're told companies should do. California minimum wage, $16.50 right now, going to $16.90 in January 2026. But here's the killer. After California imposed a $20 minimum wage for fast food workers in April 2024, it created a wage pressure cascade across all retail. Grocery workers saw McDonald's hiring at $20 per hour and said, "We deserve the same." So Raley's union contracts now require wages competitive with fast food, plus healthcare, plus pensions. Meanwhile, their competitors, Winco Foods, employee-owned, non-union, pays minimum wage with minimal benefits, prices 10 to 30% cheaper than Raley's. Grocery outlet, Dollar General, Walmart, all non-union, all undercutting Raley's on every product. According to market analysis, Raley's market share collapsed from 34% in 2003 to 28% in 2012. It's been bleeding ever since. A Raley's spokesperson admitted, and I quote, "More than 250 non-union stores have opened since 2008, intensifying competition." 250 non-union stores, while Raley's was paying fair wages and following the rules. California allowed discount competitors to flood the market and undercut them on price. So Raley's did everything California politicians say businesses should do: pay good wages, provide benefits, treat workers fairly. And now they're closing stores because they can't compete with chains that don't do those things. That's not capitalism. That's a state government punishing companies for doing the right thing. Here's where it gets even worse. California's government just announced they're facing an $18 billion budget deficit for 2026-27. Let that sink in for a second. In 2021-22, California had a $97 billion surplus. 4 years later, $18 billion deficit. That's a $115 billion swing in 4 years. And according to the Legislative Analyst's Office, this deficit could balloon to $35 billion annually by 2027-28. So how did California go from a record surplus to record deficits? Simple. Companies are leaving. Between 2024 and 2025, over 200,000 people fled California. Net emigration. And they're not just leaving, they're taking their tax revenue with them. California relies heavily on income taxes from wealthy earners. The top 1% of California taxpayers pay 48% of all state income tax. When In-N-Out's billionaire owner Lindsay Snyder moves to Tennessee, that's not just one person leaving. That's millions in tax revenue. Gone.
When Chevron moves 2,000 corporate employees to Houston, that's not just jobs leaving, that's payroll taxes, property taxes, sales taxes, all gone. And here's the sick math. California spends more every year. The state's spending growth is 5.8% annually, but revenue growth only 4% annually. Spending is growing faster than revenue. That's called a structural deficit, and California has been in one for 4 straight years. So what's Newsom's solution? A billionaire wealth tax, a one-time 5% tax on anyone worth over $1 billion. You know what happened when that was announced? Google co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin started moving assets out of California to Nevada and Florida. Peter Thiel announced he's seriously considering moving to Texas. 20 billionaires are preparing exit strategies. So, California's solution to companies leaving is to tax the remaining ones even harder, which will cause more companies to leave, which will create a bigger deficit, which will require higher taxes. It's a death spiral. And businesses like Raley's, companies that did everything right, are the casualties.
And you know who really pays the price for California's policies? Workers. California's unemployment rate in November 2025, 5.5%, second highest in the entire nation. Only Washington, D.C. is worse at 6.5%. The national average, 4.6%. California has over 1.1 million unemployed people right now, and that number has been above 1 million for 15 straight months. But here's what makes this a betrayal. Those 200 workers losing their jobs at Raley's, they're union workers, making $19 to $20 per hour with full benefits. The exact jobs California politicians say they want to protect. And where will they work next? Winco Foods, $16.50 per hour, minimal benefits. Walmart, $16.50 per hour, no union, no pension. Dollar General, minimum wage, part-time hours. So California's minimum wage law, the one that was supposed to help workers, just destroyed 200 good jobs with benefits and replaced them with worse jobs, lower pay, fewer hours, no security. California has been hemorrhaging jobs in key sectors. Manufacturing, down 32,500 jobs since July 2024. Professional and business services, down 100,000 jobs in the past year. The information and tech sector, declining every single month. The only sectors growing? Government jobs and healthcare. So California is losing private sector jobs and replacing them with government jobs. That's not economic growth, that's economic death. And businesses like Raley's, who actually pay taxes instead of consuming them, are being driven out. So ask yourself, if you're a business owner in California, can you survive this? If you're a worker at a union shop, are you next? And if you're a voter, why are you letting this happen? California doesn't have to be like this, but until voters demand change, companies will keep leaving, workers will keep losing jobs, and family businesses will keep closing. The exodus isn't a theory, it's happening, and Raley's just proved it.